Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful day as we begin the telecast here in Leicester, Fairfield County. Just kind of a perfect fall, if you will, kind of day out here. We're glad you're joining us on this. We've got a good show for you today, and we're going to start out with always one of the high points I think that I get to do is talk about one of the big award winners from the Chamber of Commerce. Really the first one that comes about is the Athena Award. And it's always a well-kept secret, and I think we'll hear that nobody really knows until that moment that it's announced, until they're reading the bio and wait a minute, that sounds like me. So we'll see how all that kind of took place this year. But it's a pleasure to have with us the 2023 Athena Award winner, Melissa Walker. Melissa, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it's always been presented by McGraw Oldsmobile. John represents the family well now. Still a high point, I'm sure, of your year get to do this. Your dad would be very pleased about this, that it's still going.
We're very proud to be able to present it in my father's memory,
Sure.
Robert D. McGraw.
The McGraw family started it, 37 years ago when Melissa was just a baby. And but seriously, this is a wow moment, right?
Oh, definitely a wow moment.
So is that how it was? You were just there attending?
I was attending, yeah.
And
well, I had not really gone before too much, but a friend of mine and my accountant, Penny, said to me a couple years ago, you should come with me. So anyway, the first time I went, I had so much fun. Of course, there was tons of people there I knew, and it's just a wonderful evening. It's such a highlight for someone. Mm-hmm. And so this year, again, she called me up and, would you still want to go? My husband doesn't like to go, and oh yeah, of course. So anyway, and then my sister even made this whole story up about coming, and I had told her, well, I'm doing this thing, and she's like, she knows Penny, so she's like, well, I'll call Penny up and see if I can go too. But if not, I'll just stay home with Court. Well, that was her whole purpose of coming, was to be there. So anyway, so they were really working it good. And it was a total surprise. I even had it all figured out. I knew who it was because, I saw somebody I knew, and their whole office was with them, and I was like, oh, I bet. And Penny's like, oh yeah, I bet she is too.
Laying it on.
Yeah, she was really laying it on thick. So, and here, I'm on the board of this Fairfield Foundation, and I thought Amy was getting it, and she brought all the team up there because I'm on their board, and she wanted. So anyway, it was
surprise.
And that's how I think it usually works, and it should frighten you that everybody is this good at deceiving you.
Yes.
Because
my
all
husband,
your husband, your sister, all the people on the
real
foundation.
Good friend. Yep, that Penny. My whole staff. It's like, okay. I said everybody lied to me, and they're like, we didn't lie to you.
We just didn't tell the truth. Right. It's not a lie. Right. This is always, I'm sure, part of the fun for you too, is because and the small group of people that present this award knew, but that's really a well-kept secret. It doesn't leak out, sort of like the Floyd Wolf Award. It just doesn't leak out, and so it's going to happen, and you can kind of sit back and watch all the intangibles happen there.
I try to focus on the recipient, and this was one of the years I didn't have a real clear view of Melissa, but I could see enough of her, and through a couple of lines, I saw her kind of just the head cock a little bit, and then can't remember just exactly what it was I said. That it was that light bulb going off.
Yeah.
She said, oh.
Yeah.
Me.
So, and the criteria that you use, it's not an easy bar to hit. People that have won this, as I mentioned to Melissa earlier, are really in hindsight, looking back at the names that are on this list, some not with us anymore, many still with us, that's really a who's who of the women in Fairfield County.
The primary or the first item we look at is their creativity and excellence in their career or their profession. Also how they contribute back to the community to make Lancaster and Fairfield County a better place to live, and then also how they're striving to achieve their full leadership potential, as well as helping other women to achieve their leadership potential. So it's not an easy criteria to have to stand up against, but Melissa has done a tremendous job over the years.
Checked all those boxes, didn't she?
Over the years,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
We talk about, we're lucky enough to have you on many times at the festival, live festival, when we do that down there. This year, just a couple of months ago, we had you on there, and it's always a joy to have you talk about your family and how many generations this goes back. And if we did a team photo of the oldest businesses in Fairfield County, maybe you would be the first one, I don't know, but you'd certainly be in the team photo. I mean, whoever's there are several businesses that are 1900, early around, but yours goes back.
It does, but it started in Perry County.
Yes.
So
Was that
we have,
Somerset?
yes.
Yeah.
We have to give Perry County their due.
Give them props.
Yeah. My dad always said he got his passport to get out of Perry County.
I could hear him say that.
Yeah.
I could hear him say that.
So I like to make sure everybody understands that, which most people do, that the store started
Six
there.
generations. So
Six
that's
generations,
pretty
yeah.
remarkable.
That's pretty good.
It is, and in the scope of kind of small shoe businesses, the organization I belong to, we're actually the oldest in the organization I belong to, but
Like an independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone, father to son, or
Sure.
of course with my dad it was father to daughter. But there's one older store in Massachusetts or Maine that's 1832, and then we're 1836. So
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
In this day and age, where big box stores
Right.
and what we would have called years ago a department store
yeah,
opens up and they sell millions of things, one of them being shoes. I guess in looking at Walker, and you've always emphasized this, it's the service. It's knowing the customer and knowing their needs.
it is the service. People will be in the store, they ask me, how are you still here? Well, that hour I just spent with you, that's why we're still here.
Sure.
It's about that, and that alone. And now it's not just the big box stores and everything, it's the internet.
Yeah.
That's
brick and mortar, almost a thing of the past.
Yeah.
In many businesses.
Right, which I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I'm a real proponent of, you have to, if you want to have some place to go, you better go there. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really it's hard. It's hard to be a brick and mortar. And, we have, you might not be able to get everything you want but at least give them a chance.
Yeah.
That's what I say. At least give them a chance to help you. They might surprise you. They might have exactly what you want.
She represents everything, I think, Oldsmobile, Once Upon a Time, and your dad and your family think about. This is a great recipient.
Mm-hmm. Very deserving.
Yeah.
Very deserving.
John is always, I can remember my aunt had a car. She had an Oldsmobile, and poor John, because I don't ever remember exactly what was wrong with the car, but it just always had something wrong with it. And my dad called John up, bring it out. and it always got fixed. It just seemed like there was always trouble with it. I don't know if there really was, but there was tons of customer service. You probably picked the thing up from her. I mean, it seemed like you were always helping with that.
My dad told me early on, you can go a lot of places to buy food, clothing, shoes, appliances, but it's the service that'll separate you. And Melissa's business
Words to live
is a
by
prime example.
in that case, sure. So this happened last month. You get the award. a wow moment.
Yeah.
You get up there, you got no words prepared, of course, because you're not the winner. Why would you prepare a speech? It's not going to be you. It's up to Amy or somebody like that to do it. So what's it been like this last month or so?
Well, I spent, it was a Thursday evening, and so I spent that weekend really, I just really was like in shock, I think. I really couldn't believe it. To me still, to like look at all the recipients that have received this award, I'm just so honored. I'm so honored to be a part of that group of women. I mean, it's still, it kind of, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cry, but I just never really expected it. I'm just trying to do what I'm trying to live my life in a way that is good and just
make your dad proud and the business proud.
Yeah, and and help. I mean, this sounds maybe a little hokey, but just to help my fellow man, just to be kind to people, to, be supportive of people. I have, my job, I end up hiring a lot of women. We have had some men, but, I'll hire more women. And, it just, to me, it's to try to build them up. I just think it's my duty as a human being, not, and maybe duty's not the right word. I just feel like it's something that people should do, should consider.
Melissa is a
being
very
kind.
good mentor for the young women that she employs.
And I think that's part of what, when you look at the names that are on that list of Athena past winners, they pretty much, I think, if they didn't say those words, they pretty much lived those words and exemplified those words and tried to do that in their life.
But I guess to be recognized for that, it's just kind of like, whoa, because I just think it's just something I should be doing. I don't really feel like that I should.
They're giving back.
I guess that's why she was in the running for the award to begin with. And I'm sure there's several people that make the first cut. You get it down to 2 or 3 possibly. I don't know how that all works, but you're gonna weed it down a little bit. But I can see why Melissa came out on top. I mean, these are just qualities that the Athena Award represents, and those women that have been named in the past represent that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think if your dad were here, he'd say, "Good call."
Yeah.
Good
Most
call.
definitely.
No,
How many employees you have down there?
5.
5. And that probably just rotates, but maybe 6, maybe 4, somewhere in that area all the time?
Yeah. But right now we got pretty good staff, I think. I've got a couple of new gals from the last, 6 months. And
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, Melissa Walker, the Athena Award winner from the Chamber and from the McGraw family. John here with us today. John McGraw presented that award just last month. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, it's like having an Oscar. Always now, it's Melissa Walker, comma, Athena Award winner. That's always going to be with you, and that's not a bad thing.
No, it's very wonderful.
It's humbling.
It is humbling.
It's humbling, but well deserved.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Good call, John. Appreciate John being with us today, representing back in the day Olds and now the McGraw family, still handing out this award. So congratulations on another great choice. We get to say that every year, and I mean it every year.
Sir.
A wonderful choice.
Keeps
Melissa,
going.
congratulations, and
thank you.
Gosh, what an honor.
Right.
Got a year to live this out.
I know, right?
Where's your tiara? Do you have I thought you'd have a princess.
Fresh out.
Melissa Walker, John McGraw with us, Athena Award winners. We'll be back in a moment.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank again John McGraw and Melissa Walker for being with us, and just a great award winner. Couldn't be happier for Melissa. She's a fun girl and a well-deserved recipient to get the Athena Award from the Chamber and the McGraw family. So thanks to them for stopping by here. Always fun to do that. Well, we always talk about great things that are coming, and now, for a couple years things kind of got on hold, or they started coming back slowly, but now everything is full go, everything is wide open, we're really going at it. And one of them that we're pleased to have with us, and it was last year, but there was some slowdown earlier, but back with us full go is the Backwoods Fest. Kathy Launder with us. Kathy, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Ready to go again this year?
We're ready.
You took a year off?
Had to take a year off.
Yeah,
during COVID.
gave you a rest.
Oh,
gave you a rest. This is 28 years?
This will be 28. We started in 1995.
In your wildest moments, and I know expectations are out there, like what could this ever be? So from 28 years ago till now, this is almost, I would say, unbelievable.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that statement,
Right.
Because we started out, I can't even remember, maybe 50 vendors. Now close to 400. Yeah, it's just fantastic.
And in terms
growth.
of amount of space that you were back then versus now?
Oh yes, we have expanded over the years. More
2-3
parking.
times bigger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
September 15, 16, 17. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Correct.
Friday and Saturday, 8 to 6, and Sunday, 8 to 5. And I know food is a big part of what you got. I mean, we talk about crafts and just all kind of vendor things out there. Just a fun day to be out there, a whole family event, music, and we'll talk about entertainment coming. But 8 o'clock in the morning, you got to have some breakfast food.
Oh,
out there,
absolutely.
Right?
Some great omelets and just pancakes and French toast and sausages and burritos.
So come early.
Burritos. Come early.
Come early and maybe beat the crowd before they get there in the later hours, and everything will be there. Everybody's ready to go at 8 o'clock.
They have to be ready to go at 8.
I'm sure you set the bar just like the fair. There are certain things you have to be there at a certain time.
Correct.
So 400 vendors, and I suppose just everything.
Everything. Yeah, that's including food, of course,
Sure,
and everything.
sure.
But our logo, our slogan is arts, craft, food, and music. So we have a lot of arts and crafts foods from jewelry and pottery and woodworking and metalworking and yard stuff and Christmas stuff and fall stuff.
Oh, yeah. Christmas stuff I didn't even think
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it's
Christmas.
fall year, but I mean, this will be
Yeah.
the last time maybe you see them before that.
Yeah, pumpkins and mums to get started decorating with, and
This will be. Is it still kind of get the hair up in your arms a little bit when it gets down to it? Is it still that exciting?
Oh yeah. Nerve-wracking, a little nerve-wracking
Sure.
for me, but my staff.
Well, you've done it
but,
for a couple years now,
It's
so
not our first rodeo.
Yeah,
It's
and
not our first rodeo.
and so you have vendors from all over come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I counted the other day, and we've got them from 18 different states.
Vendors.
Vendors that travel the circuit and
Sure.
do good shows.
This has to be one of the last ones. I mean, September. Are we getting down there? Maybe October.
Oh, October, there's still.
Sure.
I guess we're kind of the kickoff to fall outdoor craft shows.
Because around here we still have the fair, and you still have
Correct.
the pumpkin show coming up in very short order in
Right.
another month or so. But again, it's rain or shine, September 15, 16, 17, Backwoods Fest up in Thornville. Who'd ever thought, if you were going to pick a place where you were going to have, how many acres do you think you'd take up with parking and
With
everything?
parking and everything, darn near 130 acres maybe.
So you're not going to do this in downtown Lancaster. That's just not where this is going to happen. But of all places, now that you lived out there, is that the point
That's
of all
correct.
this?
I've lived there all my life, yeah.
So I guess there was a master plan here at some point.
There was.
So
a
how many years?
vision.
How many years did you and your husband come up with this idea before you actually pulled the string on this?
He was actually a crafter himself and
Okay.
traveling to all the different shows and
And
just
decided, why don't we do
hey,
something?
yeah, we can do this. Okay.
So it was in the works for a while.
Yeah,
He was
before we-
putting
yeah.
it all together in your head and coming
Yep.
up with it.
Just would come home after a show and look around our property and say, hey, I could make this work.
And the location, what would we say? You're 5 or 6 miles
6.
off the interstate.
Correct, off of Interstate 70.
So here
just
you
down the
are
road.
in the middle of perhaps nowhere if you look around, because it's all woods, it's all you
Woods and
from
cornfield,
everything.
yeah.
But here you are 5 minutes and you're back on the freeway, and you can be in Columbus, you can be anywhere.
Correct.
Buckeye Lake.
Buckeye Lake.
Imagine you get a lot of folks come in
Yeah.
from that area.
Yeah, absolutely.
Licking County,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
We pull from all the surrounding counties, of course, just not just.
Now, what's the cost on all this?
It's $12 a head, 10 and under free, and plenty of free parking.
Free parking.
Yep.
$12 to get in.
Yes, 10
Yeah.
and under free.
So how about the entertainment? I was looking at some of the list. I mean, it is a monster
Yeah,
list for Friday and Saturday and even Sunday, maybe
Absolutely.
just an hour shorter. But
Right.
you still got, what,
Yeah.
two or three stages?
Oh yeah, 4 stages.
Four
and,
stages.
and people playing, walking around. Mainly bluegrass,
Sure.
folky.
That would be
Backwoodsy
that would be
stuff.
that arts and crafts,
Yeah.
backwoods kind of
Yep,
thing.
you can come and pull up a bench or chair or a picnic table and sit and listen and eat and walk around and sit down again.
So I imagine, like we say, it's a very family-friendly event, but I would imagine there are some folks that just, maybe the wife enjoys all the crafts and all the things that you do in that area. Maybe the husband comes along. He might sit there and just for several hours just move from stage to stage and listen
Yep.
to the music.
Eat and people watch. Uh-huh.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we got
That's
a lot of
pretty
shade.
good duty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So out of the 28 years, weather by and large been good?
Oh, fantastic. We are so blessed on weather. So blessed, yes. And continued. We're going to continue to be good
Yeah,
weather.
there'd be no reason to think
No
otherwise.
reason to think otherwise.
So how far ahead do you have to get commitments from people to do
We
this?
start in January.
Wow.
And we fill up pretty darn quick.
So pretty
pretty
much
darn quick.
almost a year long.
Absolutely.
So almost as soon as the 17th hits,
Yeah.
start formulating
I might take
2024
off
in
a
your
week.
mind.
I
Yeah,
might take
just
off a
take a
week or
little
two.
break
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So are more and more people from further and further still coming in?
Yes. The word, good things, word spreads.
Yeah. No.
People say, oh, it's too crowded. Well, not really.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room to get around. Not once you're inside the woods, and who wants to go somewhere where there's nobody in line, nobody there? That means it's not real good.
So are all the crafts like in one
Yeah.
designated area?
Well, no, they're throughout. We've got a map and
Trails
just a
and-
trail all throughout. Kind of, if you follow the map, we have a newspaper we hand out when you would come through the gate, and you can kind of follow every vendor around.
What's in terms of time, do you have anybody that's been there the whole time?
We do have 2 or 3 vendors. Don't put me on the spot, but we do have two.
Really?
We have 2 or 3 vendors that
Good
has been
for
there
them.
all
Good for them.
from day one with us.
Good for them.
And
That's
still.
I think that but that shows more and more people want to get involved
Yeah,
in this. And
yeah.
every year, how many more do you think you have this year, say than last? 20, 25 maybe?
Maybe 20, but
It continues to
you
grow.
always have a turnover.
Sure.
There's people that retire that are no longer in
Sure.
the business, so you bring those new. I think we have 80 new vendors that wasn't there last year.
So even if you came last year, you're going to see a bunch of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that you didn't see last year.
Yeah, and I'd like to think our returning vendors are bringing new product.
Sure,
and
sure. Everybody
staying with
sees
the
things, and we
times.
could do that too.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely.
So it's September 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's in Thornville, the Backwoods Fest. Kathy Launder with us. She's kind of the chief cook and bottle washer out there.
Yeah,
Kind of a little
probably.
bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's 6 miles off I-70 right there in Thornville. You can get there just all kind of different ways.
There is.
Yeah, so it's $12 to get in, 10 and under free,
Correct.
and free parking,
Yep.
tons of parking.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, about acres and acres.
yeah. So it's just a wonderful event. My golly, this thing has just gotten so big, and how cool is this?
It's,
Does your husband think this was the way it was going, the way he wanted it?
He
I'm sure.
has no doubt. Now, myself, maybe I had some doubts in the beginning, but hubby, all the way.
Backwoods Fest. Kathy, thanks for coming in.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Oh,
Appreciate
it's
it.
always great to
Yeah.
talk about it. September 15, 16, 17, the Backwoods Fest. 8 to 5 on Friday and Saturday, 8 to 6 on Friday and Saturday, 8 to 5 on Sunday. Good luck.
Thank you.
It'll be a great time.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back on Fairfield Today.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
My name is Allie. I just became 14 years sober at the end of last month. Through the support of my family and friends, I got the courage to ask for help. And through treatment services and the recovery community, I was able to start my recovery journey. Now I get to work as a peer supporter and an addiction treatment navigator where I get to help the next sick and suffering. If you don't have family and friends that can support you right now, you can find those supports through treatment providers, the recovery community, and peer supporters like me. Every life matters, and your recovery is worth it.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
A couple times a year we like to get the good folks on from United Way to talk about what a great job they do. I mean, we have many of the 401c3s, all the nonprofits on here. We talk to many of them, if not all, but most of them anyway. Have them on in the course of a year, one or two times. And one thing pretty much they all have in common is a lot of their funding comes from United Way. So let's talk a little bit about United Way today. And we've got the brand spanking new Executive Director, Christine Simmons. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you very
new
much.
on the job?
I am. I'm actually 4 weeks in, so 5th week here.
It has to be one of the first interviews you're doing. Maybe not the first, but we got to be in the team.
I think my first, yes, my first interview.
Well, we're glad to have you on. You've been there, what'd you say, a month?
Mm-hmm, one month.
Just a month. You're still there?
I'm still there.
Okay, very good. So I didn't lose the office pool then. You're still there. Very good. We're glad about that.
I knew you had some bets on that.
Well, you took big shoes to fill. Obviously, Carrie was there, I don't know if she was there a year maybe, I'm not sure how long, but not there that long, but a lot of changes going on. United Way is really involved in the community. I know we have Community Care Day, which we'll be talking about. That's coming up, your big breakfast and all that, your kickoff thing for another big year, but you're just jumping right in.
I am.
Feet first, ready to go?
Yes, it seems like that's how United Way's been doing it. Our recent executive directors have all been hired like right at campaign season, so we just like to jump in right, at the tough part, the fun part.
But this is what it's all about. And again, you guys are involved with pretty much all the nonprofits in town. I can't think of any of them that you aren't involved in. The funding, to a high degree, and almost all of them, comes from you folks. But you hold their feet to the fire. You just don't hand out money because somebody's asking for it. You make them say how much they want, why they want it, and what they're going to do with it.
We do. We currently partner with 30 plus agencies here and programs in Fairfield County, and we do. There's an allocation process, there's an application process. We have a large number of community volunteers that serve on our income council and our education and health council, and they review those applications, they review the budgets, they review the audits, stuff like that, and they go out and interview, and then they decide. We show them what we've earned, and then they help us decide and give recommendations to the board on what we're going to do.
Well, I know that just in talking, like I say, I talked to a lot of them over the course of a year, and they're so appreciative of the job that United Way does for them. They want to be held to the fire. They want to prove that they're a worthwhile organization, that they do it. Again, I'm involved with One Maywood Mission, and I know it's important for them to get the information out there and to do a good job, be good stewards with the money, and I know that's what you expect.
We do. I think it speaks volumes to their donors and our donors. It really just says that, yes, we are holding them accountable. We're working with them, though, too. We want to see them have budgets and plans, and we want to see good outcomes. So it's a good process.
So we talked about you funding all these nonprofits all around, many of them anyway, certainly in Lancaster, Fairfield County. Well, how does your funding come about?
Our funding is from the donations this campaign season. We set goals every year. It's coming up. Yeah, kickoff is on September 13th. And yeah, the board, along with our campaign committee, they set lofty goals every year for us, and we get out there and we just campaign and get the word out, and we work really hard to raise those funds.
Can we talk about the amount? Is that something we can mention?
Absolutely.
It's always been, I know we're $1 million plus.
Absolutely. This year's goal is 1.5 million.
Wow. That's getting up there.
It is. It is.
Pretty soon we're going to talk serious money.
Yes, we are.
So your job then, and the job of your staff down there, is to see that this money is raised, and it used to be, I know, these pledge campaigns still go on. You still do that?
Absolutely. We still do pledge campaigns. The Fair Share, we are currently getting our packets out. This week we have our campaign coordinator training. So yeah, we work with lots of organizations and businesses that do Fair Share and campaigns in their organizations.
So I guess this is the time of the year when really you kind of toot your own horn, because you've got your breakfast coming up, you've got everything coming. This is really United Way time.
It is. Yep. Now September 13th through the end of December, that's when we're going to be out there really campaigning and working hard.
So we've got Community Care Day, and I know here at Fairfield Federal that's always such a big deal. We know, and with many of the banks and businesses around, that's a day that's really kind of got a feel of its own. Everybody in the community is out doing things that day, and that's really a day that highlights the importance of what you do.
It's such an exciting day, and that's how I got my introduction to United Way, was here at Fairfield Federal as an employee and getting to volunteer for Community Care Day, and it is so exciting. If you haven't had the opportunity, please, we take individual volunteers. It doesn't have to be through an organization, but if you have the time on September 13th, see us, because it is such an exciting day, and it really just sparks enthusiasm for campaign season.
And that's pretty cool. Everybody's got a bunch of interesting looking t-shirts. Everybody's ready. They're out painting, they're out mulching, they're out just doing and everything, I guess, probably comes coordinated out of your office where you go.
Absolutely. Emily Cordell this year again has just knocked it out of the park with a really cool t-shirt, and I'm excited about it this year. So you'll be seeing on the 13th lots of blue t-shirts around town.
Blue is the color?
Blue is the color.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll see them all throughout Fairfield County. We have 40 plus different projects throughout the county and 700 volunteers.
Is that right? That's got to be more each year. I think it's growing.
It's growing every year. In fact, we definitely need projects. 40.
Put these people to work.
Yes. They want to work. We want to put them to work. We're excited this year that we've had more high schools jump on board. In the past, we've had LHS and Fisher, 2 or 3 schools, but this year we have Fairfield Union, Liberty Union, Bloom Carroll, Byrne Union, and 2 Pickerington high schools as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, it says it all there. And I guess that just shows that people understand the need.
They do. They want to get involved. And, United Way is about volunteering. It's not just about giving financially, but it's doing what you can. So we encourage everyone to get involved with United Way, whether it's financially or just giving of their time.
And I know Interphase is fortunate enough to do a lot of the video work with some of the 501c3s, nonprofits that you work with. And there are some amazing stories
Are.
that you hear each year. They're different every year, but they're, a lot of them really pull at your heartstrings. But the need is really there. You see that.
It is. I've been on both sides of it, Paul, with United Way. A couple years ago, I was fortunate in 2021 that Interface helped do the campaign video that my mother and I were a part of, telling our story. So I know it firsthand, the good work that United Way is doing here. And, that's what kind of led me here. I've got the passion for the agencies we work with. They're doing such good work in this community. It's so needed.
And I see that when I talk to the agencies that we have here. That's what I see, that there is really that need out there. And in fact, in the past couple of years, I've talked about, and they've told me stories where people that sometimes in the past have given to their agency, now in some cases those people actually need the help. So there is truly a need in Lancaster and Fairfield County.
Absolutely, there really are. And like I said, we partner with 30 plus programs and agencies in Fairfield County, and I got my notes here. We were pleased this year to be able to work with a couple exciting new ones. So we are working with Foundation Shelters. It's been in Fairfield County for a long time.
Ed Plum started that. Gary, his son, I think, runs it now.
So we've worked with Foundation Dinners, so we're working with Foundation Shelters this year. And the Literacy Council, where the Fairfield County Literacy Council is doing adult tutoring, teaching maybe caregivers and parents that can't read to their children to read, helping adults get prepared for the GED. So that's right in line with our mission. So we're excited about that one. And then another really cool one this year that I was just thrilled to find out that we could be a part of is the Hardbarger Impact Ministries. And they actually provide beds for anyone that calls that needs a bed. They are actually making twin-size beds, and they're providing the linens and the blankets, and they're also doing free car repair as well. So there's good stuff, and it seems like every day there's more nonprofits and agencies that are seeing a need and finding a way that they can help.
Well, I guess in this economy now, you probably see that. I mean, a lot of people struggle right now, and this is where, we obviously think of the food banks, we think of the clothing that comes, and we think more of it maybe at Christmas time because everybody is involved in, and 211, everybody kind of qualifies through 211 to come into that. But I guess your sense is now that all these agencies, their needs are legitimate.
They are. It's extremely important. And it's not just low-income people that it's everyone in Fairfield County has a need. I like to always tell people, just personally from my own experience, you just never know the person's position that you're sitting next to and what service they might need or qualify for. We're doing suicide prevention. We're in the schools. So there's lots of other things just other than just the low income. There's all kinds of needs, and we're happy to be working with them.
Well, we think United Way is one of the special agencies in town. Again, you guys, because of what you do, all the other agencies are able to do what they do, and we know that need is out there in all the areas that you've talked about in ways that probably some of us don't even know about. But I guess stay tuned.
Yes.
You're going to let us know about that. So you've got your breakfast coming up here out at OUL.
OUL, it's September 13th. It's the kickoff of Community Care Day in our campaign. So we'll have a breakfast served by the LHS culinary students.
They do great stuff.
They do good stuff. So yeah, we're excited to be working with them. So we'll get everyone fed early that morning at 7:45 and get them all energized and ready to hit Fairfield County for all this projects.
And we'll wrap it up. I didn't get a name. Who's the chairperson this year?
Mary Schneider from Fairfield Federal.
Funny how that works out.
Isn't that funny how that works out?
Maybe you know her. I
think I might know her a little bit, yeah.
She'll do such a great job. Always a pleasure to talk to Mary. And again, you talked about it being here at Fairfield Federal always. I think back to the Busk Ron Keaton days.
Oh, yeah.
They've always been a big player in town of things that are needed in this community.
Absolutely, always. And I like to say that's where I got my, passion for volunteering. They really encourage every staff member to get involved. So, yeah. She'll be a huge asset.
Christine Simmons, the new executive director for United Way. Best of luck. It's going to be a heck of a year. I can just see you over the top now already, and it's just starting.
Thank you.
Christine Simmons, executive director for United Way. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.